Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, the DiDi Skky, and we are on episode 10. I am beyond ecstatic. I am so excited about our episode and where we are in this show. And as you can see, I am rocking the Daughter of a Junkie t-shirt because our special guest tonight is the author of The Daughter of a Junkie, Terrinee Gundy. It is going to be so good. You guys tune in, call a friend, tell everybody they want to be right here with us tonight. But of course, I wouldn't be at episode 10 if I did not have my co-host, my sidekick. I call him the voice of God. Give it up for Major.
Yo, DiDi.
What's happening?
DiDi, how you doing? I am DiDi. You know, I'm trying to figure out how I feel emotionally, and I'm really getting in tune with my emotional reservoir.
Okay.
And so I want to say that I am magnanimous. That ain't no good word. Never. That's not a good word.
Magnanimous.
I feel good. I feel good.
Words. We can make up some words now. You know, we
feel
can do
good.
that.
How are you, DiDi?
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. And I'm feeling really good, you know, very rejuvenated. I'm feeling very spirited because we are actually going to talk about the Montgomery, Alabama melee. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mayhem in Montgomery. The turn up. The turn up and turn down. We're going to talk about that on a new feature. What were they thinking? We're going to talk about it.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that.
Yes, yes. And we also have a very, very awesome surprise for you guys. We have a special treat we're going to be giving away. Don't want to miss this. You do not want to miss this. We are giving away a $50 gift card, and we're going to tell you all about it, how you can enter to win. So you don't want to miss a beat of this show because we're going to let you know exactly what you need to do. And Major, today's show is brought to you by Pop Shots ATL.
Pop Shots.
Pop Shots ATL is an amazing 360 photo booth and event photography company that knows how to capture memories like nobody else. Perhaps you partied a little too hard at your recent event and can't quite recall all the amazing moments you had with your friends. If Pop Shots ATL was in the building, then you know they caught it all on camera. Their 360 photo booths are sleek and totally customizable with props and backdrops that'll have your guests flexing for the cameras. And check this out, y'all. They have a social media sharing feature that lets everyone show off their pictures and keep those memories alive long after the party is over. Pop Shots ATL takes exceptional care of their customers and pays attention to every little detail. So if you're looking to add some serious fun and unforgettable vibes to your event, Pop Shots ATL is the perfect choice. For more information, visit popshotsatl.com. That's POPSHOTSATL.com.
Yo, Pop Shots ATL in the building.
That's right. Man. That's out to Pop Shots ATL. And listen, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if you are watching right now on my Facebook Live, we don't want you to go over right now, but after the show is over, hop on over. And you definitely want to do this because of that $50 gift card that we're giving away. But hop on over to our YouTube channel. Let's talk about it, DiDi Skky, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe because we also have bonus shows that we, produce that pop up. We get these special guests, and you don't want to miss not one episode because it gets better and better and better. It's like fine wine.
Fine wine. DiDi, I think I'd like to win that gift card. I think. Huh?
Yeah, no, you won't. You can't win. You can't enter. Sorry. So
you're gonna discriminate? All right. That's cool. I got somebody for you. DiDi. You're gonna discriminate? I got somebody for you.
Actually, no. Listen, because I'm taking the $20 from me. I forgot to tell you that I'm taking $25 from me and $25 from you, from your money, and we put in a 50. Oh, gosh, but listen, guys. Again, don't miss any piece of tonight's episode because you definitely want to find out all about winning that $50 gift card. Okay, so I am so super excited. Our featured guest tonight earned her Juris Doctorate degree from the University of Georgia School of Law. She received her undergraduate degree from Clark University. She is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She's a lawyer, a judge, and a proud proclaimed daughter of a junkie. Please welcome to the show my mentor, Terrinee Gundy.
DiDi Skky.
That's it. It's so good to have you on the show. As I mentioned in the introduction, you are certainly my mentor. You are someone who I look up to, who I admire, and I am just honored and elated to have you as a guest on my show tonight. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so proud of you. 10 episodes is like in television world, it's an entire season. Yeah. So congratulations on your first season. This is amazing. Yes. And Major, I feel magnanimous. Magnanimous. Major, what was the word? Magnanimous?
I think it was magnanimous.
You don't even know.
Yeah, I think it was magnanimous.
Hey, magnanimous. Okay, I can't even get it.
Don't ask me to define it. Hey, listen, Terrinee, I have some concerns that I want to bring to your attention before we get started. Earlier, my co-host and co-producer DiDi, she discriminated against me for entering into a contest that I feel is public. Okay. And I just wanted your take on that because I heard you have some background in law. So I just want to know how I can retaliate.
Well, I no longer practice law. I see that we have Jessica Washington with us, who is a wonderful lawyer. And maybe you can engage Jessica to represent you in this alleged discrimination suit.
Okay.
I love it. Well, thank you, Major, for trying. But you failed. You failed magnanimously.
Magnanimously.
So, Terrinee, let's jump right in. Let's hop right in. I'm so ready for this because I know that it is going to it's going to be a healing show. It's going to be one that we will learn from. We will be educated with. And so let's get right into this interview. The title of your book is The Daughter of a Junkie, a true love story. Yeah. I love that. As a daddy's girl, it just warms my heart. But let's talk about how that applies to your life. You were born and raised in Duval. You are my home girl, South Florida.
Right. Florida girls.
That's right. I can certainly relate to that. But what was your life growing up?
My life growing up was good and bad, so it was good in a sense that there's not been a day, an hour, a minute, a second that I have not felt loved. And so to me, that is the greatest part of my life story, that I have always been unconditionally loved by both of my parents, my mother and my father. They've always showed up for me. The bad part was the junkie stuff. And so, I mean, and here is what's really interesting about this. This is how delusional, I guess, we may have been as children. We didn't even really know how bad it was because that was just our reality. I didn't realize how crazy some of the things that my sister and I went through until I actually started writing and thinking about my own children.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, my entire life, I've walked through the world thinking, oh, I'm fine. Oh, this is fine. And then I started writing and I was like, this is really crazy.
Right.
And I couldn't imagine my children doing the things I had to do at 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. I just, but I'm grateful for those things because I think all of it went into me becoming who I am.
Right. Exactly.
So I wouldn't change anything.
Mm-hmm.
It just became a reality to me where, you mature. I grew up. I became a mother. I became a lawyer. I had a career. And so I looked at the world differently. But as a child, the only thing I ever really cared about was my father and my mother and staying with them. So more than anything, I call us the core four: my sister, myself, my father, and my mother. More than anything, my sister and I just did not want our family torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
So we could deal with the bad days. We couldn't deal with not being with each other.
Mm-hmm. So I attended your book cover reveal event hosted by Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine. And you made a request to the audience about your parents. Tell the audience about that.
So there are going to be parts in this book that are very dark. And there's going to be some parts that are quite asinine. In a fact of that you would think that my parents were negligent. And you're going to want to judge them. And so at my cover reveal, I asked the audience, and now I'm asking the audience here as well. I am begging you to resist that urge. Because see here, that everybody keeps asking me about how I feel and, how my daddy feels, like, because everybody looks at junkie negatively. So they're like, what does your dad feel about you writing this book?
Right.
My dad thinks he's the star of the book. So he's fine. He's supportive. But my biggest fear was hurting my family. And so I want you to love them the way that I do. I want you to love them with all of their flaws, with all of their mistakes. I want you to know that they did the best they could and that they love me unconditionally. And that is what I lean on. I don't lean on the negative. No one in my family. And so when you get a chance to read the book, and hopefully you and all of the readers will, you'll see that I spent some time in the beginning really developing who they are. Because I want you to fall in love with them before I take you through the darkness.
Right.
I guess the word that I should use is, you may be disappointed in them at times, but I don't want you to judge them because I love them.
Right. They were young, right? Your parents were young when they had you?
My dad was 22 and my mom was 20. Yeah. So
they
were essentially teenagers.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about the addiction. I saw in another interview that you did, and you mentioned that your father had been addicted to crack. Was it crack?
He was addicted to crack cocaine.
He's addicted to crack, but since the 70s.
1978.
I don't remember. Tell us about that, because I can't recall crack being present. I didn't know crack was present in the 70s.
Yeah. So in the 70s and even now, my father calls it freebasing. And some people don't know that freebasing and crack is the same thing. Crack is the street name, but I mean, I guess freebasing is too, but it's more of a chemical term. Freebasing. And so my father was introduced to freebasing by an older gentleman. So clearly he had been freebasing for a while because he was very familiar. So it just, my father says that it didn't become mainstream until Richard Pryor set himself on fire. And that's kind of when it became conscious for everyone else, because he was this big star. And so he set himself on fire. And now everybody knows what crack cocaine is.
Gotcha. Understood. Because it just kind of came through. I grew up in the hood in Westwood, Larkdale area in Fort Lauderdale. And I just, I remember that kind of that rush of when it was present in our community, because you started to see it, and we started to hear our friends, parents or family members or sisters, and them saying things were missing, and seeing them on the street and all of that, like the onset of it in my community. Yeah.
You start seeing the devastation of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I have to be honest. I know functioning alcoholics. I know functioning, cocaine addicts, prescription drug addicts. So do you consider your father to be functioning?
No, and neither does he.
Okay.
Yeah. So in my family, and again, this is something that is on a family by family basis, the way that deal with your own set of facts, and the addiction in your family really lies within your own family.
Right.
And so my father does not believe in functioning, because he says that whenever he is freebasing, he is not functioning. He cannot do anything. He cannot eat. He does not drink. He's dehydrated. My father has a lot of children. He cannot produce any children during that time.
Mm.
So the only thing that he can do when he's on drugs is drugs. So in his definition, he's like, that's not functioning. Now, I understand that people say, oh, he's functioning because he pulls himself out and he shows up to things for you, or he goes back to work and try and get himself back on. But that's really just him fighting sobriety one day at a time. So we don't believe in functioning addict. You're just an addict who gets up and fight one day at a time.
Yeah. And in that cover release interview that you did with Dr. Jackie, you also mentioned an experience during your childhood about working on Christmas. Tell us about that, because I found that to be pivotal. I mean, I thought that was really, really heart-wrenching almost, but I felt it, because I can kind of remember being 6 years old, and if I made a commitment at 6, whether it was going to dance class, doing some kind of chore, or whatever I agreed to do, a pageant or whatever that was, my mom made me keep my word. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I learned from that experience, and my word has been bond since. So tell us about that Christmas experience.
So for the record, you do understand that I have fulfilled my work commitment of the day. I'd done everything I was supposed to do. It was time for me to get off. So my father extended my work day at 5 years old because we were busy.
5 years old.
5 years old. And he said he needed me to work because at 5 years old, I used to stand on a milk crate. We had a clothing store. We had a clothing store, and I would stand on the milk crate, and I would run the cash register. So him and my mom would wait on the customers, and when it would be time for them to check out, I would check them out. And initially, people would think we were playing a joke on them. But then when I would give them the correct amounts and, count their money really fast, count their change really fast, they would be like blown away.
Wow. At 5?
At 5 years old. Wow. But see, here was the thing. It was Christmas Eve. My grandmother was there to take all of the children to a Christmas Eve party at her house. And I had worked all day. I was in a great mood.
All day.
I had worked all day. That's what I'm saying. Because I heard you saying, oh, my mom made me keep my commitments. I had kept my commitment.
You done what you were supposed to do. You weren't supposed to be working though.
I had worked my shift. At 5. And my grandmother and aunt came to pick me up, and my aunt lost it. And they still talk about it to this day. Like, How crazy was it? And I mean, my dad
Wow.
was dead serious. And then they tried to talk reason with my mother, and she just did the whatever he said.
Uh-huh. And that was Christmas. That was Christmas. Well, Rachel said, wow, you know, of course, our audience can participate and engage. They can
Rachel.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, they can ask questions. Shouts out to Levi, and also Jessica is in the house as well. So thank you all for tuning in.
Jessica is my baby, just like you. Hey, Levi.
Yes. So did that experience?
It was crazy. So it was like and he didn't let me leave.
He didn't let you leave.
He didn't let me leave. I had to stay and I had to work because he said that he needed me to work because we were busy. And this was our family business, and I was a part of the family enterprise. And he depended on me.
He depended on you. Wow. Wow. Did that experience create the drive and the work ethic that you possess today?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't see any other way, to be honest with you, because if you think about it, I don't have a life where I can't remember not working.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, my father always said, there's always going to be someone better than you, smarter than you, prettier than you. But you can control whether they outwork you. So I have always, like in my family, we had a motto: we work while everybody else is sleeping.
That's right.
We're sleeping, we up working, which is why we're gonna always win, which is why we're always gonna get ahead.
Yes, yes. How did you manage? You mentioned that there are some very dark parts in your book. How did you manage to relive those most challenging portions of your life writing this book? You and I were talking a little bit earlier about that, and I know that for me, I've been writing parts of books for a while, but I lost my brother in '86. He was murdered, and that's a part of the fiber of my book. And every time I would dive in it, I would stop. I just could not get into it. And the same thing, you know, with the recent book that I was writing, every time I really started, when I was writing while I was in it, in the circumstance, it was easier because it was like a journal and I was literally dictating my experience. But stepping outside of it and trying to write and relive those experiences were sometimes just devastating for me. So how did you get through that?
I talked about this last night. I have a monthly event called PIN where I invite women, and I'm the moderator. And we just talk about like their road to success. Well, last night we flipped it, and Tanya Sam came in and moderated, and I was the panelist, and we talked about the book. And we got on this subject matter, and I actually got emotional about it last night. I'm going to try and keep it together today.
Okay.
Surprisingly enough, there was a roadmap in my head from beginning to end of the book. I could see the entire book from the day I started. All of the things that people would think or will think was really hard for me wasn't. So there'll be times where, you know, I'm going in a crack house to get my dad. That doesn't bother me. My uncle almost kills my mom's ex-husband. That doesn't bother me. There's so many things that you would think that as a child, it would trigger something in me. The only thing that was really, really hard for me to relive was my sister's accident, her near-death accident. Because everything that I had survived, I survived with her. She is the only reason, because some people think that, you know, that they ask us all the time, why aren't y'all crazy or more damaged or more traumatized? How do you have such a positive outlook? And I always tell them, Mia Michelle Gundy. Like, she is the reason that I am still standing Because whenever I was weak, she was strong. And whenever she was weak, I was strong. So we always had somebody carrying the weight. And so when I almost lost her in real life, it the thought of it was too much for me to bear. And similar to what you're saying about when you lost your brother, like, I know exactly what you mean, because again, I had a roadmap in my head. I skipped that part. Like, I knew where it was supposed to be in the book. I read that point, skipped over it, and finished the book. But I hadn't finished her chapter because I couldn't. To your point, I could not relive. Like, one day I spent 7 hours on one sentence. I couldn't. Like, I was frozen because the smell of the hospital, her hospital room, and her blood, it overwhelmed me in a way that felt too real. So every time I tried to write, I was paralyzed, like I was sitting in that hospital waiting room, waiting to see whether my sister was going to live or die. And the driver, her boyfriend, was decapitated on impact. So their family was at the morgue, and my family was at the hospital praying. And I couldn't get over that hurdle. And, the book is only finished because two of my best friends told me, well, why don't you see what Mia remembers? Now, Mia remembers nothing about her accident. But she has a great memory of what happened afterwards.
Right.
And so weeks after trying to finish the book, now remember, I skipped her chapter.
Right.
To that point, I had finished the book. I just had this big hole. And candidly, no disrespect to my parents, because they are the ones who taught us that you all are going to love each other more than you love us. The book was not complete without her. There is no book without her. That was the most important chapter of the book to me, because that's the chapter of why I'm alive. Like, if I had lost Mia, then I'd have lost myself. I'd have lost my way. I'm not saying this gently. I just know the connection and the bond and the divine love that we have for each other. It would have devastated my whole entire existence. And so they suggested to me to see what Mia remembers. So I just sent her a text message, and I said, when you have time, hey, can you just jot down some bullets? You don't have to write it out in anything like that. I just want to see what you remember, don't remember. So she sent it, but I ignored it. A couple days later, she's like, hey, did you get my message? I was like, yeah, I got it. But I still couldn't even read her message. I just skipped over it. I didn't want to deal with it. So a few days later, I read the message. And I knew, again, this divine connection, like everything else in my life, she completes me. When I read it, she had written it out so beautifully. It was everything I needed. It was everything the book was missing. She finished the book. So she's the only person who writes firsthand in the book other than me.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh my goodness. Because I know your sister and your family. And I have 5 sisters. There's 5 of us, and then it was my one brother.
Yeah.
And that bond that you're mentioning and being able to hold each other up during.
You can't do it in the ghetto by yourself. You cannot survive alone.
Right.
Nowhere, but especially in the ghetto. It you won't make it.
Yes. Now, did you receive any opposition about the book? Was anybody like, I don't know about you putting all this tea out here in these streets? You know, was anybody against it, or was there any hesitation?
Well, my daddy, he read the first 100 pages along with my sister. My mom said she would just wait till the end. And then when I had the first draft, my daddy read the whole thing. He only had issues with 2 points in the entire book.
Okay.
One, he thought I cursed too much in the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dad doesn't really curse.
Right. And I've never heard you curse all day, but
yeah, so he thought I cursed too much.
and
he was like, wow, do you have to curse so much? And I'm like, you have your vice and I have my vice.
Right.
Yeah, that's mine. And then there was a part in there that I won't give any spoilers yet. But there was a part where he thought that my brother, who is from another woman, would have an issue with something that I share.
Oh, okay.
And so he was like, that's going to be uncomfortable for him. But I spoke to my brother, and my brother was like, why would I be uncomfortable with the truth?
Okay. So did you speak with pretty much everyone who's mentioned in the book?
No. Yeah. And so there's another main character, my Auntie Robin. Okay. And so she's my favorite auntie. I mean, you know, that's where I got my cursing from, which drives her crazy because I say that, you know, I just want to be able to curse like Auntie Robin. I used to practice when I was a little girl. I mean, she's so eloquent with it. It's just beautiful.
Right,
I've never
it's beautiful.
seen anybody curse like her. Yeah, it's beautiful. Like, I mean, she's so good at it. It just, you know, growing up, you know, kids find the strangest things cool.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, other than being beautiful and gorgeous and stylish, I just thought she was the coolest woman on the planet, you know, like a Foxy Brown.
Right.
I mean, but she could it was just so smooth the way she cursed, but it was so forceful.
Yes.
And fierce. And so it drives her crazy. But she's in the book. She also had an addiction with crack cocaine that she battled in the 80s. So my grandmother was dealing with 2 children.
Okay.
And when I first started writing the book and I had the draft, she was one of the people who actually said what you just said, like, you sure you want to do this? Like, this is a lot, you know? And so I say, yes, Auntie, I have to do this for me. You know what I mean? I said, because this is my story. Too many people have been telling my story. It's time for me to tell my own story. And so that includes family as well.
That's right.
Yeah. So maybe a couple months went by and Viola Davis came out. Her book came out. And she did this interview with Oprah. And so my aunt read the book and she watched the interview. And she called me, and we're not an emotional family. She called me with tears in her voice. And she said, I get it now.
Oh, wow.
I truly get it. Because she said there are things in Viola Davis's book that she know her family probably didn't want her to discuss.
Right.
She know that there were things that were hurtful or embarrassing. She said, but when Viola explained that she did this for her, that it was her story and nobody else's story, and that she had to take her own power with it, she was like, all I could see and hear was you. And so she apologized to me and said, I am so sorry for ever trying to dissuade you. I support you 100%, and I'm going to fight with you or for you with anybody to understand that you had to do this.
Right. And so there's power in that title, The Daughter of a Junkie.
Yes.
You took your power back from the community, from the neighborhood you grew in, from the mocking. Tell us really quick how you and me and Michelle decided to take that power back.
Yeah, at a very young age. So, again, I'm a mother, I'm a lawyer, I'm a judge. Before I was any of that, I was the daughter of a junkie. That's all. And that's really where the title came from. I know it's jarring to people, but I've been calling myself that my entire life. So you would meet my sister and I, and within the first 10 minutes, we would be like, we the daughter of a junkie. We the daughter of a J. My daddy is a J. What? Like, we're going to put it out there and take it away from you, because we never wanted anyone to believe that they could use that against us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We live in a very small community. People are going to find out. They're going to know it. Mm-hmm. And they would try and weaponize it against us and other families.
Right.
We saw them do that to other people. Mm-hmm. And I always thought that it was wrong.
That's right. That's
because
right. I love that.
We always looked at it as a disease. Mm-hmm. And I know that now, you know, culturally, people are really catching up to that. But growing up, I always thought that my father, yes, Levi, I did think that my father was fighting a disease. Mm-hmm. I have an uncle who I talk about in the book as well. His name is Uncle Daly. He's gone. And so he was gay. And my grandfather basically disowned him because he was gay. He came out as gay. And so when I got older and he was back in the family, because we, of course, all made up, including my grandfather. And I asked my uncle, I said, you know, why wouldn't you just not tell granddaddy? Because he said he knew that his dad was going to act like that.
Uh-huh. Right.
And I said, so why didn't you just not tell him? And he said that he couldn't live like that. But he told me that he wanted me to be very clear and understand that as a Black man, especially a Black man in the South, he would have never chosen to live a life like that unless it was true to him.
Right.
My father did not choose to be an addict. My father is an amazing man, an amazing father. He would not choose to make this decision. It's a disease.
Right.
He would not, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to put himself in that position.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to take things away from his family or his children.
Right.
It's definitely a disease.
It is. It is. I totally agree with that. So are you working on a documentary? We got the book.
Yeah. So I'm doing a mini documentary. It's not quite a documentary. So in this process, and it actually came from Auntie Robin, because she wanted me to watch this interview with Viola and Oprah. Mm-hmm. And I told her, she wanted me to do it while I was writing. I said, Auntie, I can't do it while I'm writing. I got to finish this book. Like, I was on a deadline. But as soon as I finished writing the book, I watched it. And it was so powerful. Mm-hmm. And I just love the way Viola, who is just one of the best actors of our time.
Yes.
And so I'm not Viola Davis, but I did want to bring my story to life. Viola was able to do it in her own words. Right. I wanted people to meet my family, especially see my father and my mother, because I really wanted you to like them first. Mm-hmm. So that when we go through the parts that are disappointing, that you're just disappointed, but you don't hate them.
Right.
Because
I love the protection. I love the protection.
Yeah. Oh.
I love the protection. I am like that with my mommy and my daddy. I love it.
Yes. So the mini doc will be screened at the book release party.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Well, Terrinee, this interview has been enlightening, educational, impactful. It has really it's helped me. You have poured into me, and unbeknownst to you, I don't know if you know this, but you've poured into my life, probably without, even recognizing it, because I've watched you, and I watch your character, your demeanor, how you stand for what you believe in. And you're just an amazing, amazing woman. I remember meeting you for the very first time and thinking, oh my God, she is beautiful. But then having the opportunity to actually get to know you, I was like, she's bad.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, I'm like, the beauty is one thing, but that baby is bad. Like, that sister there is something to, a force to be reckoned. And so,
yeah, my dad never wanted us to lean on our beauty. He said he was going to build women of substance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that you are. But before you go, and we're gonna talk all about the book, how how our audience can find the book. We want to play a quick game with you.
Okay, I like games.
It's called Don't Think About It. So Major is going to put 31 seconds on the clock, and I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you don't have time to think about it. You got to give me the first thing that hits your mind. The first
wait, I want to get the rules straight. Do I have to answer all the questions before 30 seconds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do I win the $50 gift certificate?
That's a good question. Yeah, we'll just take that from Major's cut. We'll give you Major's cut.
Okay, I'm ready.
It sounds like we're getting ready to have ourselves
Okay.
a class action lawsuit. Yes. All right. So yeah, it's actually we're gonna put a minute on the clock for you.
It's a minute on
today.
the clock.
Yeah, we're gonna put a minute on the clock for you.
Seconds. I'm competitive. Don't make exceptions for me.
Oh no, you okay? All
You
right, I won.
minute. What is it? 60 seconds.
It's 60 seconds.
Okay, 60 seconds. Let's go. Let's get ready to play. Don't think about it.
Let's talk about it.
All right. And we are ready to roll. Favorite vacation location?
Miami, Florida.
Song you play to get ready for a night out with your girlfriend?
I don't play any music to get ready.
Concert, front row or box seats?
Front row.
One regimen you do for your self-care?
Sleep.
Favorite designer piece you won't leave home without?
I don't have one of those. I don't believe in designers that I can't live without. I was poor.
Oh, love it. Denzel Washington or Idris Elba?
Oh, that one was hard. Tie. I plead the fifth.
Who would play you in your biopic?
Oh my God, that's so good. I think that I can't think of her name, but she's amazing. Oh my gosh, she played in the Tyler Perry movie. She has the brother who's an actor. Mm-hmm. She was the little girl in the New Orleans movie. What is her name?
Oh, Jussie Smollett.
Yes, she's a bad sister.
Yes. She would play a great Terrinee. She would be good at that. Yes,
she would be amazing.
Okay,
she's amazing.
Our time is up, but I want to ask this question: a movie that made you cry?
What is the name of the movie? See, I can't remember the name of it, but I'm going to give you the background and maybe it'll come to me.
Okay.
It was the movie where, oh my God, what is his name? Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. Okay. Nice.
He cried because my son cried at the end when they hung him.
Yeah.
And he was overwhelmed with awe of how that could happen to a man.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at my child cry made me cry.
Made you cry. Well, thank you so much for being a great sport and playing Don't Think About It with us tonight. And thank you for being here. Tell the audience how they can pre-order your book and when they can expect for it to come out.
Well, I have a surprise for you. I kind of got surprised. So I'm going to share an exclusive with you. Oh, I actually got my book in the mail today, DiDi! Oh my gosh! This is the first copy that I ever found.
Oh my goodness.
Excited to to share it
Congratulations.
with you. Yes, it's like a real
It's
book.
beautiful.
I
It is
cannot
beautiful.
believe it. It's a book.
Yes.
Thing. I'm so
Yes.
excited. But you can pre-order the ebook. I also have an audio book that is incredible. It's scored with my original soundtrack music performed by Iman Ramadan. And of course, the hardcover on Amazon.com. All you have to look up is The Daughter of a Junkie or my name, Terrinee Gundy.
Yes. Yes. And it's also available for you in the link description. So it's easy. Just click on that link. It'll take you right to Amazon. So, oh my goodness, congratulations. The book is here. And the book released is, what's the date?
August 22nd, but you're coming to my party on August 23rd.
Yes, I am. I will be right there. I will be
Is
right
Major
there.
coming? Major?
Oh wow, are we serious? I've never been invited to a party before. Yeah, I'll come.
I know Jessica's coming.
Yes.
Oh yeah, well we're definitely gonna have to get together and powwow and really just brainstorm.
You guys can come too.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a whole thing. We'll make it a whole thing.
Everybody can come. Well, thank you again so much, and tell them how they can follow you and stay connected.
I'm so sorry. I was just saying how much I love you.
Oh, I love you too. I love you too.
No, this was so good. I appreciate you so much. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot.
All you have to put in is The Daughter of a Junkie. Even on IG, that's my handle. The Daughter of a Junkie.
That's right. Well, thank you again. I am again, my heart is full, and you definitely rounded off.
I'm so glad I was episode 10.
That's right. Episode 10. Thank you so much because you are a 10, honey.
That's my other baby. Yes.
Oh
gosh.
Hey, Deshauna. Bria is here.
I'm so happy to see you.
Yes. Thank you all.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much. And we will be sure to support. Love you so much. And you have a wonderful night.
This was wonderful.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. I am just like teary-eyed. Oh my goodness. Besides the fact that Major is going to try to do a class action lawsuit against us, but we're not going for it.
DiDi, I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking about how far we've come, and I think I'm gonna drop the lawsuit.
You're gonna drop it already?
I'm gonna drop the lawsuit.
Oh goodness. Shouts out to Terrinee Gundy, the daughter of a J. My girl.
That's hardcore. Yo, that story though. Wow.
Brought it all the way in.
Oh my
Riveting, heartbreaking, relatable.
Nice.
Relatable. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
And just the power behind it. The fact that she has shared her story and is sharing her story so authentic. What is it?
Authentically, I think.
Authentically, I'm getting with words with like you. But sharing her story, and it's her story, and I can't wait. I'm so excited to read it. But Major, are you ready for what were they thinking?
Yeah, DiDi, because we do need to find out what the hell they've been thinking now.
What the f were they thinking?
Yeah, so
so
you from the city, so I know you have some feelings about what's going on.
You know, I am not from there. As I'm a Florida girl, but I actually attended school in Montgomery, Alabama. I attended Alabama State University. And the Riverwalk, just to give you a little backstory, back when I was in school, and if anybody is on here, Stephanie, any of my classmates from the Alabama State University, if you're here, I can't remember in the 90s if we actually rode the ferry boat in the 90s. I believe that the Riverwalk was just like a place that people would go and walk around. It was more like a park. I don't remember there being boats back during the 90s when I was there. But nonetheless, of course, everyone in the world knows about the melee that happened with the river boat, staff member.
What are they calling it? The sweet tea, the Alabama sweet tea party.
Yes. So this is what were they thinking? But it has a little mix of I hate the net, because of course Levi's already started. Purchased Major, you done purchased 2 chairs.
Yeah, I was saving that for later, Levi. You kind of let the cat out the bag, man.
Well, listen, I don't condone violence. I do not.
Right.
However.com, period. I am a Florida girl too. And we are about that life when it comes to protecting ourselves and our people and our nucleus. And so that staff member, that employee of the boat, the river boat, was he a co-captain or something? But he did not deserve to be jumped. He was doing his job. Right. And so let's take a look at some of the clips that we've seen already, because the net does not have they don't take a break. Like, they are on it.
They don't waste any time. Like, I can't imagine how people get this stuff up so fast.
Because it was when
Saturday. It's impressive.
By Sunday, the memes were Rachel. By Sunday, the memes were there. They were already on and popping. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of those memes that have been present all throughout our social media platforms.
So DiDi, this one is from the Shade Room. Like, people are really going in. That's a real ass tattoo, DiDi. That's a real tattoo.
It says Montgomery, Alabama, August 5th, 2023.
Yeah. That's not even a joke. It's not even a joke.
It's serious. The chair actually has more publicity than some of the people who were involved. The chair has been a staple on social media. So
they got all kind of like little products and stuff going all on. Like, everybody getting in on, like, people are monetizing the struggle here. Like, dead serious, man. Queen Peas. Now, I'm telling you, if I was a lady, I would rock those.
You would rock the chair.
Those are kind of nice.
Oh gosh. So as we're looking through these clips, these images, oh my God, keep that thing on me. I keep that thing on me. Look at the chair. The chair is like a cross pose. My goodness. Buying Christmas gifts early this year. Pick your color now. I've actually also seen the designer chairs. I've seen the designer chairs. Yes, designer. They're already covered in Louis Vuitton or Gucci or whatever. Just off the chain.
And they probably selling too.
Yes. Now you know this guy, right?
So DJ Monte posted this, right? And I seen this and I was like, there's no way there's really a shirt. So I actually went and checked it out on Amazon. DiDi, there is legitimately a shirt. This is a real shirt. And we linked it down in the description for you for anybody that wants to celebrate this wondrous occasion. If you feel that way, the link for this t-shirt is down in the description. So check that out. We
have the link for the t-shirt. The t-shirt, I'll put your picture on the t-shirt. Oh, that's a song, a Florida song. So gosh, the t-shirt is already out. You can get that link in our description. So this next picture definitely hits home. This is my frat brother. Actually, he attended the Alabama State University, and he is he's an Omega man. He posted this. This is Neckbone Benny. All I need in my life for sin. Y'all know that song by Tupac. Me and my girlfriend, but he got that chair.
Yeah, that'll go viral right there.
All I need in my life for sin, and this is Good Times picture. Oh my.
Yeah, they went in with this one. This is an actual painting, though. This is an actual painting. I couldn't really find. Yeah, you can purchase this.
Oh, really?
So I think somebody really painted. I think this is a painting. If I'm not. Yeah.
This is Good Times. This is the picture on Good Times. You know, on the wall from Good Times. I forgot the name of it, but they've incorporated the chairs. You know what? Just.
DiDi, we got the chairs linked down in the description too. So
yes. So go ahead and grab those chairs. If you're interested, you can certainly purchase you some, get your friends some, get them for the holidays. But I'm telling you now, don't show up with me for a Christmas gift with a folding chair. I don't want one.
Yo, DiDi, my homegirl Rock Slay official. She her and her husband actually does all these little posts, man, and then she having me cracking up when I tell you, like, this is actually her husband, but like, look at the crazy stuff she makes him do.
Just like a hoe, punch him dead up in his nose, stomp his ass out to the floor.
Yeah, we knocking and bucking and ready to fight. I bet you I'ma throw them things on my best.
Oh gosh, what did she say? She making sure she getting ready. She was.
So everybody getting in on it.
Oh gosh! Oh my Lord!
Yeah,
but it's one more. A reenactment that we are sharing from That Boy Is Funny. That Boy Funny. We actually have a connection. His aunt, That Boy Funny, who is actually on MTV's Wild 'N Out. He is my girlfriend's nephew, and so so he's a Florida boy, and he has been doing his thing, and he and his friends did a reenactment. I don't know how they had time. I just don't understand. I don't know how they had time to get this done. I don't understand. I really don't. Like, they were able to gather all these people. You can go ahead and get it up, Major, but they were able to gather all the characters and all the people, put it together, shoot it, edit it, and put it out in this on Saturday. So you gotta show the swimming part. There he is.
That boy swimming his ass over there.
He's swimming. But for me, the honorable mention goes to the commentator. The commentator.
Yo, that's wild though.
That is so. The commentator is hilarious. Get up there, boy. That boy going to hell. She was so on it. She was so on it. But man,
DiDi,
I'm telling you.
You ever been in a fight? See, I don't even know how to feel about that look, because I don't know if that means absolutely yes. You better know, or like I'm DiDi Skky. I don't fight.
I grew up in Larkdale behind the swap shop. For those people who know all about Florida and know about the bottom, I grew up behind the swap shop in Larkdale and Westwood. And so, like Terrinee said, your looks, it wasn't, you had to have some substance. And at times, for me, you had to know how to defend yourself. So, oh yeah, I must say I'm about 60% hood and 40% bougie.
Okay, I respect that. I do respect that, DiDi. And now I see it coming out, actually.
Yes. So, Major, national holiday. Yeah, Jessica said it needs
right.
August 5th needs to be a national holiday. So let's go ahead and wrap up with this very exciting news. So you guys, listen, we are so excited to be able to present to you the 10th episode of our series podcast. Let's talk about it. And so in doing so, we want to give you the opportunity to win a $50 gift card. $50 gift card. And so there it is right there, the $50 gift card giveaway. And Major is going to put on the screen how you can win that $50 gift card. And so this is the way you win now. You subscribe, which is why I said if you're watching on Facebook, you definitely want to hop on over to our YouTube channel. You subscribe to the Let's Talk About It with DiDi Skky on our YouTube channel. You're going to like the post. And so those posts are going to go up tonight. So stand by for those posts. You're going to like the post and you're going to tag 3 friends in the comment section. And to increase your chances, don't forget to watch and like our latest episodes. That's how you win. It's real simple. So if you're already following, you're already subscribed, just go ahead and do those steps as well. So connect
So
3 friends,
I got
share,
the like,
and subscribe.
I got to share, I got to subscribe. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Like, share, subscribe. Okay. Oh, you can hear me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I can see you trying to figure out how you can win.
okay. All right. Well, some lucky winner is going to win this $50, DiDi. I guess I'm going to come to terms with the fact that it's not going to be me, but some lucky winner is going to win this $50 gift card.
Yes,
so
they are going to win, and it will end. The contest ends on, what was the date again? August
31st.
I believe August 31st. That's right, August 31st, and we will announce the winner. Okay, so definitely do that. Look out for the post. What a show tonight, guys. This has been the 10th show, and it just keeps getting better and better. It's like fine wine. And you guys, don't forget the Daughter of a Junkie. Do not forget that. Check it out. Be sure to get your book. You can pre-order it now through Amazon. The description is in, the link is in our description. Go ahead and pre-order. And, hey, she may have an opportunity for all of you guys, like she said, to come out to the book release. So if you're here in Atlanta, you may have that opportunity. Woo! Wonderful show.
Hey, this was a powerful show, DiDi. If I were somebody on social media and I would try my very best to stay connected with you, DiDi, how would I do that?
Please do. Please stay connected with me. It's on all platforms. The DiDiSKky, DiDi Skky, right there on all platforms. Follow me. I'm maybe doing something crazy. I won't be hitting nobody upside the head with a chair.
Okay.
But don't start none, won't be none.
I know that's right.
I know that's right,
DiDi.
And also, don't forget to follow us. We now have an Instagram page for Let's Talk About It. That Instagram page is LTAIDIDISKKY podcast. Check us out. Follow us there as well.
Okay, I got to subscribe.
Go ahead, subscribe. And
I'm going right over there after this, DiDi. I'm going over there and getting my subscription on.
That's right. That's right. And then how can they keep up with you, Major?
Well, if you're in the market for a good time, you can always hit me up on our social media platforms at Design by Major. I'm literally everywhere, guys. Come and hang out and let's cause a little bit of ruckus.
I'm scared. If you're in for a good time, what?
DiDi, I earlier when I said for a good time, I didn't mean that.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to talk about this with the sex therapist that's coming up soon. Y'all, as we always say, we have some amazing shows lined up for you. I'm telling you. So definitely follow us on all of our platforms, all of our social media, because you don't want to miss anything. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is key. Tell your friend, tell your family, hop on in. This is where it's all at. It's Let's Talk About It with your girl, DiDi Skky.
Oh, yeah. And when you find yourself in the vehicle because you can't drive and watch it on YouTube, that would be a safety hazard. You can catch us on all your streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Odyssey, YouTube Music, and Castbox.
That's right. Don't you miss anything. Don't miss a show. We'll be right there with you. So, all right, that's going to do it for this episode of Let's Talk About It. I'm your girl, the DiDiSKky, DiDi Skky. And before I go, you know what I say. Go for your goals, reach for the stars, because the sky has no limit. We'll see you soon. Good night.